To blog or not to blog? That is the question. And of course, the answer always is yes. Without a doubt, the answer always is yes. Even if you're in doubt, the answer is always going to be yes. And there's some really good reasons for that. Now, I'll use some examples that I'm looking at right now because it's summertime, it's Texas, it's hot, my AC isn't performing the way I want it to perform. So I know I need to get somebody out here. What do? Now I could go to Facebook and try to look through like all the Facebook pages in there, and kind of like it would almost work somewhat the same, but social media is so iffy when you're trying to look for something, and we'll talk about that in some other videos. But if you go to a search engine, if you're like me, you go to a search engine and you're going to type in, like, for instance, okay, I live close to Beaumont. So, Beaumont, as you can see, I've already been looking at it. So, Beaumont, Texas AC installation. And of course, you see like the sponsored AC installers, some businesses that they found. And then, like, down here, it's like we're starting to see like the different companies, like Efficient and this one and this one and this one. But either way, the first page has quite a bit of listings for. Now, I bet you're asking yourself this right now. Some of you will probably have the answer is, how do they get to the front page when my business has been around, has a pretty banging website, and it's had it for about 5 or 6 years, and I'm pushing stuff on Facebook, and I'm handing out business cards. Why am I only like page 5 or page 10 or page 6 or page 100? What am I doing wrong? The question I get asked a lot, what am I doing wrong? Why aren't I showing up higher in the rankings? And the answer is, that is the way the algorithm works for Google and for Bing, for Yahoo, for Ask, and all DuckDuckGo, all of them. You see, it's something that you've probably heard a lot of: SEO, search engine optimization, site rankings. Basically, when I typed in Beaumont, Texas AC and installation, Google started searching the industry, the entire interwebs, for those keywords in as close to match those phrases, in many cases an exact match. So that guy, the efficient systems, the ones that ended up being like the number one, and his website, he's got Beaumont, Texas AC installation, probably Beaumont, Texas HVAC, Beaumont, Texas, or Texas AC installation, Southeast Texas. He's got some really good SEO going that Google sees that quickly and sees it a lot, enough to know that that website probably talks more about what I'm asking about than any of the others. So you built your website and you got 4 or 5 pages. Say you got your home page, you got your about page, your home page where you're saying, okay, this is me. I'm an HVAC guy. The about page, hey, I got 31 years in the business in Beaumont, Texas for AC installation and repair. I've done this as far as Beaumont, Texas AC installation and repair. And then, maybe like a products thing, like hey, Train is the great, we're an authorized Train dealer in Beaumont, Texas for AC installation. Um, and then maybe a gallery of different ACs that you've put in the Beaumont, Texas AC area. So you got about 4 or 5 pages to work with to begin with. You try to get your SEO ranking off of those, you'll do moderately good. I mean, that's just the way, like Google and Bing, they go through and that's how they count it. They basically like frequency, keyword frequency, like, okay, do you show up and it's a double-edged sword. You might show up like, if you show up like 3 or 4 words per 100, you'll do pretty good. If you start showing up 50 words out of 100, something like that, Google and Bing are going to smack you, and you're going to be down there because you're attempting to screw with the algorithm, and that's something Google and Bing do not like. So you're sitting there going, okay, I built a website and I did that little SEO optimization. I got about 3 or 4 keywords per 100 words here. I thought I built it really good. The guy I hired said he did this SEO marketing. It's still like on page 5. That's where the blog comes in. You see, you put out 50, 60, 100, 200, 250, 1,000 blogs. It could be as simple as a good 100, 200 words. It could be as much as like 1,000 words. And you're hitting that keywords. You're hitting like the Beaumont, Texas AC installation, each one of those. So now you go from having a 5-page website that mentions maybe Beaumont, Texas AC installation 5 or 6 times on each page, to suddenly, with all of the blogs, now having a website of 5 or 6,000 pages where 1,000 of those words, or 750 to 1,000 of those words, are now the keywords that Google's looking for. Who do you think is going to rank higher? 5 page with 20 keywords, or 1,000 page with 500 keywords? I mean, it's pretty much a no-brainer. So now you're searching higher. You're now, I mean, if you do it right, and you do blog writing enough, and you have the right types of blog, the right content for your blogs, 6 months to a year, maybe even less, you'll be scoring that first page. And I'm gonna take a little sidebar. I'm gonna hop on my soapbox right now, because I know I've seen it on Facebook. I know I've got emails on it. I know that I've seen the commercials on here on YouTube and elsewhere. Give us 28 days and you're guaranteed front page listings. Hey, we can, for $750, we can guarantee you top billing on Bing and YouTube and uh, Google and all the other search engines. Guaranteed. They're guaranteed to take your money and offer you nothing in return, because it's not an overnight thing. You're not going to be able to like bust through and crack through overnight, because it takes time. It takes time to build that search engine thing. It takes time for you to rank higher. I mean, realistically, if you're going to do this, you need to be committed to doing it at least 6 months. 3 months at the minimum, you'll start to see some improvements, at least some honest improvements. 6 months probably is kind of pushing it, but it's a really good, safe thing. If you're sitting there saying, hey, this is a long-term 6 months, and we'll review it then. But off my soapbox. Now, that is the top reason for having a blog. And there's one other really, really important reason is, okay, so I'm looking to have my AC because it's dripping. And if you live in the South, you know that your AC gets hot, especially if it's like mine and it's in the attic, then it drips. And if it drips too much and overflows, the ceiling can come down from like drywall. The ceiling drywall, like it's basically collapsing, and it's a horrible mess, and it's an expensive mess. So I know this has to be fixed. So I found the guides on the first or second page because he put out the keywords. Okay, so now I'm looking at his website and I'm seeing, okay, okay, looks good, looks good, looks good. Okay, what does that tell me about him? Let's look at some of these blogs. And a friend of mine, he used to do the AC business. Now he does radio business. But I remember him telling me about how he used to do this thing, and he does it on his own house. You know, the split duct AC systems are really, really popular these days, where you don't have to put all the duct work and stuff like that. You basically have like the inside outside units, like a basically split level. I think that's what it's called. But I'm not going to Google it to find out. But he did this system where he had his regular AC unit set up, but then off of a generator that he had for hurricanes and stuff like that, he had like a split system where it was like, I think like the kitchen and one of the bedrooms or something like that, where it had ACs and it ran off of its own generator. So after a storm came in and everybody else was out of AC because an AC uses an extraordinary amount of generator thing, he had a second generator. He had a couple split systems rigged to it. He was staying cool. That's an article in itself. Let me think about it. Like you're sitting there, you're reading the article, and you go, "This guy knows what he's talking about." So I'm gonna try this. Better yet, I want him to do this for me. See, that's a customer right there. Or just talking about things like here are like 5 or 6 hacks to make sure your AC is always running tip top. We write some articles that talk about knowledgeable things about the AC units, about heating units, because popular to contrary belief, there is a winter in Texas, and so heaters do become a bit of an important thing in winter. And of course, then you're like looking at like heating systems in Texas or heating systems in Beaumont, and then we put out some articles about like like when is it time to like have your heater checked? When's it time to do an AC check? See right there, there's like 5 or 6 articles. You just maybe even and rewriting them and updating them and putting out new versions of the articles from time to time. You now right there got about 20 or 30 pages where you have the keywords in it. So now you're not only ranking higher in SEO like we talked about earlier. When somebody reads this stuff, they're going, "Hey, this dude knows what he's talking about. I need to call him. I need to get him out here. I need to get him looking at my stuff because the guy knows what he's talking about." And then it's a free form of advertisement because you write this article today. and it's stuck on the internet. You know the old adage of like nothing dies when it goes to the internet. It's there forever. That's true. And so with these blog articles that you write, people are going to be looking at them years from now. It's going to be still counting towards the SEO word count and the keyword count 10 years from now, 15 years from now. As long as they're using SEO, this is going to count some way, somehow. So now these articles are really good, low cost, high return on your investment articles that will always be paying off. And then, as far as advertising and stuff like that, is your social media. Everybody has to have social media these days. Everybody has to have Facebook. Everybody has to have Twitter. Everybody has to have this and that. Even if they don't really have to have it, everybody has to have it. So now you can take these articles. If you do email campaigns, you can include a link to these articles and say, hey, take a look. Or you can post on your Facebook page. You get a nice featured image. You know how to run your blog effectively. You got some really nice looking blogs out there you can share on your Facebook and share on Twitter. And if you've got a really good following and they're good articles, eventually, some people might actually share them. That's even freer advertising. And when you're building like the Facebook ads, you can probably build an ad or an ad campaign around one or two blog articles. So, like I said, is that when given the or the opportunity to build a blog for your website, absolutely positively take it. Now, I can't, I mean, cons, the reasons, like, one, it is time consuming. If you're doing this by yourself, I mean, you could try your hand at AI. Problem is that sometimes I try to stay away from AI as much as possible. Now, I have used AI to give me a rough idea of a way an article should look, like maybe an outline, but you have to understand is that AI, and we'll talk about it in some future videos, is that AI is the ultimate, if you're big on computers, ego. Garbage in, garbage out. And not to say that all AI articles are garbage. I mean, it's just that what happens is when AI writes an article, it looks at the stuff that's online. If you say, hey, write me an article, a 500-word SEO article on ACs for Beaumont, Texas, it's going to spit out a 500-word article. How accurate that 500-word article is, that's something else. That's like something that, like I said, when we do a video on AI, we'll kind of delve a little bit more deep in that. But get yourself somebody who can do content writing. Contact me. Contact Cole Media Solutions. Contact somebody else at social media. Get some freelancers off of here or there. But honestly, if you want a low cost, high yield, high return, long-term payout for your dollars to make your business a success, then what you want to do, my friend, is you want a blog. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and give it that little thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll be doing a lot more videos like this in the future. If you have any things that you want to topics that you want us to cover, put it down in the comments. Like if I get enough interest in it, I'll do a video on it. If you have anything that you want to add about, like for instance, how blogs might have helped your website, or questions you have on blogs, like I said, shoot us an email. Contact Cole Media Solutions on its social media. Check out its website. We're actually revamping it and putting a much more better blog on it. And hey, I'm here to help business grow. It's not as hard as we think, but it's not as easy as we would hope or like. So hey, give that subscribe, give that like, share it if you like it, show the love, and hey, Michael for Cole Media Solutions. Have a great night.